Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about module number 4. Hopefully everyone did really well on the midterm exam, and keep in mind that everything from this moment forward, modules 4, 5, and 6, that is what comprises the final exam. So nothing from the first 3 modules appears on the final. This week, we start to also transition away from the formal elements and principles of design and begin to discuss mediums that artists use to create art. So this week, we are going to start with the foundation of art, which is drawing. But then we also have architecture. We're going to cover that both ancient and modern. And we do have a topical lecture this week. That's a lot of fun. My favorite topic to discuss, art theft. That is also the basis for the discussion board this week. So make sure to do both the post and the reply to the discussion before Sunday. All right, let's head over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through Module 4. All right, hey everyone. Welcome to the Canvas site. Module 4 is this week. We're going to go ahead and take a look at its contents here. Up top, of course, is the video you're watching right now. Underneath that, our first lecture is on drawing. Drawing is the foundation of art. And a lot of the other mediums, such as architecture, are going to start out as a drawing. So you have a blueprint before you build a building. You have a spolvero before you do a fresco painting, and so on. So it's a very important medium. Our lecture, study guide, and then we'll take a look at the further exploration section. This includes our reading for the chapter, Lori Lipton's website, who's one of my favorite artists, a video on the spolvero technique. Learning how to draw is actually going to be our journal entry. And then the movie down here is optional. It is about a 45-minute film about Lori Lipton, and you can see kind of the art that she creates, which is really intricate and on really large canvases. So, I mean, this is a large artwork, and it's amazing how she creates her works. After that, we're going to start delving into architecture. The first lecture is on ancient architecture, and then the study guide and for further exploration. We do have some readings here. All of these are pretty short. And then for the videos, it's important to watch the video on the orders of Greek architecture. Make sure you know Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian for the final exam. Underneath that, the best preserved ancient Roman monument is the Pantheon, and it is an amazing building, so make sure to watch this video as well. After that, we're going to fast forward to modern architecture. Modern architecture takes place during the same time period as modern art, so about the mid-1850s all the way up to the 1950s. We've got our study guide, and then for the further exploration section, we do have a reading here, but we have some fun websites to visit. We have Falling Waters website itself. We've got the Stallhouse website. So these are like just for the homes themselves. Falling Water also has a Facebook page, and then we have a list of all the case study houses, and we're going to be discussing that toward the end of the lecture. So the case study houses are throughout Southern California. This just shows you a map of where they are. Maybe there's one in your neighborhood. We've also got a video tour of the surrounding areas of Falling Water, which is Frank Lloyd Wright's most incredible structure that he designed and built. Our last lecture of the week is probably the most fun. It's on art theft, looting, and repatriation. It's my area of interest and expertise in the art field. This is a professional lecture that I did several years ago, and so it's about an hour in length. The study guide and then the further exploration section here just showcases some of the trailers for movies that deal with art theft. Movies like The Rape of Europa are true documentaries. The Monuments Men and The Woman in Gold are Hollywood versions of the historic facts, so it's about 80% truthful on both of those films. The Thomas Crown Affair, completely fictional. And then this is a Netflix movie and something you may want to check out. This is about producing not stolen art, but fake art, so kind of along the same genre. We do have a quick reading here of the degenerate art show that took place in Switzerland during the World War II. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the journals real quick. For the first journal, hopefully this is one of the most fun ones that you have over the course of this semester. I'm going to have you follow along with this video here. I'm going to have you produce the first 5 that he talks about, and after that you are going to create your own unique face in the same style. So you'll notice that all of these are profile, they all have distinguishing characteristics. Please make a face in that same exact look. And then after that, we'll just click the next button for Journal 8. Journal 8 has you reading an article about falling water, because even though this is an amazing structure, it was built not shabbily, but there are some issues with it. You'll read the article. It's just a few pages in length, and you're going to answer the questions. What is the problems with the design? Why is it falling apart? What did the engineering firm do to go in and repair and preserve and conserve the home? And then finally, who do you think should have the final word in a building's design? Should it be the architect that has the knowledge, or should it be the client who's paying the architect for his knowledge? And why? You can't choose both. You have to choose one or the other. All right. The last thing we need to do is a discussion board. Please do this early in the week so that people have the ability to comment on your posting before the weekend. So for the discussion, you're going to click in here. And what I want you to do is, using the library's website, is I want you to find an article using an academic database. These are databases you're paying for in your tuition dollars, that is giving you up to the moment information. So you can either go to the library's website or go directly to the databases. And if you're familiar with one of them, such as, we'll go over here to A, or actually over here on the right hand side, Academic Search Complete is one of the most popular ones. JSTOR is an extremely popular one to use. For me, I'm going to jump down to U, and I love to use U.S. Major Dailies, because what this does is it showcases newspapers from all over the country, and newspaper articles tend to be shorter. If you use JSTOR, for instance, it's going to give you more academic articles, which are great, but they're like 15 pages long. No one's got time to read that. So why not choose a newspaper article that's really quick? Click into the U.S. Major Dailies. It's going to load just like a general Google search. Accept the cookies, and then click there. And I'm going to enter art theft, but specifically for me, I'm interested in Nazi art theft. I'm interested in what happened to art during World War II. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to come up with a number of stories. Now, some teachers want you to have a more current article. To me, it doesn't matter. You can have a current article. You can have one from, like this one here, from the 80s or from the 90s. The only thing that I not only suggest, but I tell you to do, stay away from book reviews. This is a book review. It's not going to be what you want for this project. And generally, I don't like people choosing the first one either. Take a little while, go through some of the article, and see which one kind of speaks to you. And maybe there's like, not one that does, but this one looks interesting. Nazi loot found in Argentina. All right, let's click on that. We've got the full text here. Down at the bottom, it's going to tell you the word count. Now, this has 590. The minimum I need is 500. The maximum I tell you to do is 2,500. We don't want that long of an article. So let's say we're going to choose this one. We're going to then summarize this using about 200 words. We're going to need the citation as well. Upper right-hand side, this is the citation button. Just click on that. It has your citation right here. Now, this is MLA. I normally suggest doing APA. The only reason I suggest doing this is I also ask you for the web link, and this gives you the web link here. So go ahead and copy and paste that for your posting. So I'm going to go ahead and just close this window here and this window. So newspaper articles tend to work best. No date requirement for the article. Article should be in excess of 500 words. Don't use book reviews. The school librarians, if you ever get stuck on this or any other project, are very happy to help you. Summarizing the article, that's the first thing you need to do. Summarize the article somewhere between 200 and 300 words. Remember that this is a summary. Read the article, set it aside, and then pretend I'm sitting across from you and you're telling me what this article is about. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. Skip a line, and then in the second paragraph, tell me why you chose that particular article. Tell me what database you used, and then add the citation. So this is done perfectly here as far as the citation is concerned. You also want to respond to one other student. Here's the point breakdown, and then it is due by July 26th. Click the reply button, and you can start typing right in. And there's your citation. So you're going to have a paragraph that's going to be a summary. You're going to have a paragraph that's going to say why. Then you're going to have your citation. You're also going to tell me I used U.S. major dailies. And that's all you got to do. It's pretty easy. So if you do have any questions, besides, of course, checking with the librarian, you can always check in with me. Don't wait until the last minute to do this project, though. And that is everything for this week. I hope you have a great week. I hope you did well on the midterm exam. I will be back shortly to tell you about our next module, module number 5.